Hey everybody, Dr. Dresden here with another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about something a little more broad, something a little bit more on the spectrum, as they would say. Today I'm gonna be talking about pettiness, being petty, petty people. Give you like a couple rundowns of my situations and my experiences with petty and being petty and petty people and all that stuff, and just where I'm at now within not allowing that kind of stuff in my life and everything like that, and how much better it's been because of not allowing things like that or stuff like that in my life. Truly. Uh, I didn't really have like the most like familiarity with being petty. Like I kind of knew what it was, but I never really seen someone like take it to certain extremes. Like even in situations of like like a girlfriend's mad at you and doesn't talk to you or like this or that. I didn't really think of that as like pettiness. You get me? I was like, oh, you mess up, or someone's angry. You get me? But I think what makes something petty is the habitual nature of constantly, like every single time this thing comes up, you constantly do the petty thing. Hey, you do it once, I might not call you out for being petty. Like, hey, that's just you. But hey, the second, third, fourth, fifth time, oh, you're really petty. I think that's what really makes someone petty or something petty is the constantness of it, the habitual nature, habitually line stepping, as they say. And I had this situation happen. This was a long time ago. It was like 2018. Um, I was coming home from work one day. And I was like, parked my car. I got like, I think I had like Carl's Jr. or something in my hand and was like walking into my house. I was like, walking up my driveway, like opening my gate, getting to my front door, opening my, getting my keys out. And the road is not too far from my house, it's not like right there, but I can see the cars. And I just so happened to look over and there's a car coming down the street and there is a car right behind this car and it's absolutely like glued to its behind to where like there was probably only like a millimeter of space between the two cars between them. Like it was absolutely bananas how this person was driving so close to this car. And I didn't say anything like audible to this person or like wasn't trying to say anything to the person, but it was just because of like what I was seeing. Like it was genuinely like amazing. It was kind of like impressive that I like reactively like turned and saw what I saw and then was like, damn, like I didn't say anything else other than like, damn, but I said it loud enough to the person that was on the other person's ass and like driving right behind them, tailgating them, turn their head. They had their window down, turned their head, and just perfectly saw me and just saw like that I was going in my house and everything, and their entire focus just switched from like car in front of them that they're mad at from going too slow to me. And they like slow down, they pull off to the side of the road, and they start yelling at me from the road, like, "Oh, shut up! You don't know this and you don't know that," and telling me all this stuff, like saying lots of mean things and everything. And I literally say nothing to them. I just like flabbergasted that they are doing this. Like they're blowing out like this whole thing out of proportion, in my opinion. And so I literally just like kind of stand there for a second. I don't say anything. I don't want to like go in my house while they're standing there because that just feels weird. So I just like kind of like stand in my like front yard, like I'm like near my driveway for a bit, just like stand there. And I stand there and they're yelling and yelling. And then they leave. And I assume that that's the end of it. Like that's all it is. And it's like literally the next night, I'm just sitting in my house. It's a little later. It's like, I'm home from work. I already had dinner. I think I was just sitting and like watching TV, and something just told me to like look outside. And I look outside, and this woman's car is parked on the corner, like of the street that I live on. And I'm like, what the crap? Like I know it's her car because her car was this kind of like banged up, like red looking Ford thing, and I knew that was her. I could just tell right away. I was like, what the crap? And so I immediately get scared thinking that like she's like breaking into my backyard or like something or like breaking into my car. So I start looking around and she wasn't doing any of that. I could visibly like see her in her car. And so I'm like watching her, and then like 5 minutes goes by and then she rolls her window down. She takes trash out of her car and then just dumps it on the street and then just drives off. And I was like, what the fuck was that, man? Like, and it was a heap of trash. It was like a big, like plastic bag full of trash that she had, like dumped out, like purposely like dumped out. So like all the bits and pieces of the trash like fell out and stuff. I was like, holy crap. So like as comical as like, I was like, I mean, I am going to pick up like some of it. You get me? Like it's, she knows enough to dump it to her. Like it's not at my house. Like that get you in a lot of trouble. Like I'd call the cops on you right away. But like with this is like, I like, what do I say? Like, you get me? Like, how do I approach this? So I picked up some of it, as in, some of it did come near my driveway because of the wind. It wasn't too bad. And then next night she does it again. And I'm like, holy crap. Like this is going to be a routine with this woman. And sure enough, I didn't even like go and like pick it up that second night because she was like further down the street. But sure enough, it was like 3, 4, 5 days straight of this woman showing up to my street, eating food, and then dumping it on the street. And so where I live, like there's a street sweeper and everything like that. But like sometimes the street sweeper is going to blow some of the trash like up off the street into the houses. And it started immediately to pile up in other houses. There's a church nearby. There's like trash at the church. This woman was like destroying the habitat of my neighborhood single-handedly within a week by just dumping heaps of her trash here and everything like that. So I then, in turn, this is where the pettiness of me comes in, which is this woman is petty and doing that, which is I then became like neighborhood watch basically, and I would like literally like hide out and like throw stuff at her car to like make her leave right away. I would like take pictures of her car and stuff. I would I was like hang out like on the corner one time because I knew that she was gonna show up at that time, and so I hung out. And then when she pulled up, she like drove off right away, and I like acted like I was gonna like chase her in my car and stuff. It's just extremely stupid to where finally, thank God, what had happened one night was she goes to do it on my street, and I'm not even joking. I'm like hiding in my backyard waiting for her to do it. I'm gonna like throw rocks at her car, something just awful I was gonna do. I can't even remember. And as I'm walking out of my driveway to go to her car to do something, a cop pulls by, and I was like, you know what? I could end this right fucking here. And so I like yell at the cop, and thankfully he has like window down, and he pulls off to the side, literally directly behind the woman's car, to which I think because that happened, she thought like already she was getting arrested or something, so she didn't like take off, which would be running from the cops, you get me, which is the smartest thing she did, which was she just stayed in her car and did nothing because the cop pulled up literally right behind her. And I go to the cop and I was like, yeah, this is a lady right here in front of you. I was like, you see all this trash out here, like near the church and near the houses and near this and near that? I was like, that's all coming from her car. I was like, I can guarantee you she has in her car a trash bag or something full of trash or this or that. And I was like showing them. I was like, I took pictures of her license plate for that reason and this and that, I was all excited to show him. And so the cop's like, all right. And he gets out and he goes and he talks to the lady, and I, go to my house, and sure enough, he comes to me and he's like, yeah, we're going to issue her a ticket for littering. And she said that she didn't do it and that like she's going to this, that. And I was like, all right, man, like I just so you know, she did it and this and that. And it stopped for a minute. Didn't happen like for a good minute. I assumed like that was it. I don't even assume, she was charged anything or, maybe even had to pay a fine. I don't even assume that. I assume she just got off with, maybe a warning or something. But a couple like months later, I'm in my house and I have my front door open, as in like it's a hot summer's night. And, I got the front door open. I got the, the window open. It's hot. and I see her car drive by, and she drives by and doesn't even stop her car, just flings out a big freaking trash bag full of trash onto my street, and it just like skews open and all trash goes flying. As that literally happens, I watch it transpire, which is there's a church nearby. At the church, there's a parking lot. Sometimes cops park in that parking lot. Cops are flies down the street at a gajillion miles an hour, dude, and catches her, gets her arrested. I watched her car get towed. All this stuff that was like public justice, but at the same time, it didn't feel like it because my street like is still covered in fucking trash, and this woman might like come back and do this again, and like all of this stuff, all over something as simple as me saying like, "Damn!" like to her. You get me? Did I lie and wrong and do other petty stuff? Yes, I did do that. I did do petty stuff to her petty thing, and that was wrong on me. And that's where I kind of make this point of that pettiness is a disease. When someone's going to be petty to you, there's really like only that option, which is like you just let it be, or you go 2 times, 3 times pettier than they're petty, and now you're both petty. But that's just disgusting, you get me? And at the end of the situation, I remember not feeling like any sort of like resolvement from it, you get me? Which is like, man, like I petty this person, and now this person's gonna always come back and petty my petty. Like one day she's gonna throw a pumpkin through my front window or something like that. Like who fucking knows, you get me? Like what will happen because of it, because of something as simple as me matching her pettiness, or me saying something about her being petty to somebody else, or whatever, you get me? And something I've employed more the older that I get is obviously, you know, you want to be positive, you want things to be good, and you want things to go your way and everything like that. But one thing, I wouldn't really call it karma. I don't know what I really call it, but I really do think pettiness kind of tips the scales of karma and ever so in not your favor or in your favor or whatever. And that's why I've leaned away from, you know, even talking about people that I don't like, or even saying things about people if they say things about me, you get me? I just try my best to let it be and not let it affect me or affect the people that I like to hang out with, or the things that I like to do, or anything like that, you get me? Because who am I to let someone's pettiness bring me down, and then I'm doing stuff for petty reasons, and I'm acting a petty way, you get me? And I employ anyone really listening, you get me, to try their best when it comes to things that, anything that feels that it has like a negative or like that kind of like petty kind of charge to it, just like don't indulge yourself in it, because it's a drug. And like I said, you know, it's a disease, as in it felt super good to be able to like pelt that lady's like crappy car with like rocks and stuff and like all of this stuff, but it's not appropriate. it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy to be hiding out in your backyard, you know, waiting to throw shit at people's cars and stuff like that. You get me? It doesn't feel anything that makes you, you know, feel better in the end and stuff like that, because it's just not a good place to be in. But yeah, that was like, you know, my little story time, my little, you know, teaching about pettiness and everything like that. If you guys have any, you know, like extra thoughts, you know, I always would love to hear them, and what your experience are and what you have to say about pettiness and this and that. You know, some of you might be in favor of pettiness. I don't know. But yeah, for me, when it comes to any of those, you know, things that, like I said, have a negative charge or negative like connotation to them, I try my best to stay away from them, because those aren't healthy for you. And when I say healthy, I don't mean like, you know, like your body is gonna fall apart or, you know, this or that. It's just not good for your head. And at a certain point, if it gets inside your head enough and it messes up with your head enough, it won't be good for your body, and your body will start to not like certain things or this or that, you get me? And I hope you guys are having a great January. This is kind of like a new thing for me, just throwing these videos together and seeing what comes out and seeing what I put down on the video and this and that. And I really do hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna try and be doing, like I said, like at least like one of these a day, or like one a week, or something like that, and get a little better about actually holding what my topic is or what I'm trying to talk about. I think I did pretty good this time. I think I did pretty solid. But yeah, make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you hit that bell. If you want to see more content like this, you already know the drill. And I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Peace.